This is Wentworth Holy Trinity Old Church, obviously a lot more older than the one we've just been into, and some very, very ancient graves in this graveyard. All the way back to 1400, that sort of thing. That's what I've seen in here. Very, very Victorian as well. And obviously you can see that with the trees growing through the graves and whatever. There were some very prominent people that lived in this village that had the funds to bury their relatives in really elaborate looking gravestones. That's the way to get used to, or to go back in history, is to go back and read some of these gravestones. If they haven't been weathered too much, these have been protected by the trees. 1879, really, that's quite modern, but beautiful gravestone. Prominent people in the village in those days. A lot of people were poor, and a lot of children didn't make it past the age of 5 because there was lots of diseases. But now we have the remedies for these diseases that we don't really get. There's a chap here died at 48 years old. So lots of early deaths. Obviously there are lots of people that lived a lot older than that, but the average working man used to work themselves into the grave. So the chap here died when he was 35 years old. And then somebody else died in the family was 83. That was a really tremendous age. This one goes back to 1870. Massive gravestones, you wouldn't be able to lift them these days. I don't know, they did the 1841 one over here. There's one there for a child, I think 7 years old. Quite sad, quite sad. Just for a little child, a massive big gravestone like that, who died of God knows what. There was all sorts of diseases going around in the old days that nobody knew what it was. Yeah. One there, a child 18 months old. Lots of children's graves, but I think that's what it was like all over the world. Very sad time. So I'm very interested to come around here and see the history of the village that I grew up in. This is a headstone of a Chinese person. Chinese person that died when he was 17 years old. This was 1850. We believe, looking at a local historian, that he came over on a ship as a stowaway, and a doctor on board the ship brought him to the village and looked after him. But obviously highly thought about to give him a gravestone like this in this wonderful village.
Wentworth Old Trinity Church is a partly ruined church that is believed to have medieval beginnings dating back to the late 13th century. Today, only the chancel and north chapel remain intact. It is used a handful of times a year for services and concerts. Inside are stone and alabaster memorials for the Wentworth family from the 16th and 17th centuries. This includes Thomas Wentworth, 1587, William Wentworth, 1614, Thomas Wentworth again, 1641, and William Wentworth, 1685. The Fitzwilliam family vault It's accessed via a tunnel which runs under the graveyard. The church is now looked after by Churches Conservation Trust. Even without the church, the graveyard itself is an extremely fascinating place to visit. And isn't this absolutely stunning? There's so much more to video in this village than just what I'm doing this morning. But this place has always, since I've moved up here, just fascinated me. And then when you're through here, that is the actual, you're nearly on the street again.
Charles got beheaded. That's him there living from his mother and father, Thomas and Margaret Wentworth.
Yeah.
And them's his 10 brothers and sisters. Wow. A lot of things he's buried in here, but he isn't.
He isn't, no. That's amazing. I work for the National Trust. I'm over at Wentworth Castle Gardens. That's where
Where this way?
That's Wentworth Woodhouse. I'm at Wentworth Castle Gardens. You know the other one.
Oh, I know it very well.
Yeah.
We've shooting you for years. Oh, and my mate was a caretaker for years.
Oh, right. National Trust got it now. They look after it. So.
Kenny McDonald died a few weeks, long back. And he showed me now, we applied for some more gardens and they said, when we shooting all land,
Yeah.
we go to the farmer from Sutherland.
You've had a good life, haven't you?
I've done that for 6 years.
And that's not easy work.
That's 5 years old, can you remember that? They were their church and all. I didn't know that. I was there. When I was my dad was born there. Right. And my aunt lived there right up finished. She was midwife for all oil and junk, all nurse worker. There was a big hole there, an house, hole when I was a lad. They pulled it down, I won't learn today. They were older than Wentworth. Wow. That was their grave, and that big massive one there. Wow. That's how this grave is here. That's 1400.
1300?
That's Archer. Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. Very much.
You go in there, down some steps and down a tunnel with them.
Well, we'll have to come back when that's...
I wonder when they open that. Well, usually man comes doing that. That's Thomas and Margaret. That's 1587. Have you thought of it?
Is it marble?
There's some work gone into that.
Oh, isn't there just?
Some work gone into that when you look at it, isn't there?
Absolutely, yeah.
That's amazing.
Now that,
Oh, look at the dogs and the things.
this name is this date here, if you this is
Excellent. I can't even read this.
the father date there.
Hold on. Oh yeah, 1587.
1587.
That's Edinburgh full body outside on it. Like that was just same as that.
That was the same, is that the same height?
That's Edinburgh full body on that. That came from Montbrett Priory.
Right.
Whenever the 8-foot monasteries and abbeys down,
Yeah.
that's what happened to that, like, and damaged and that. And it was brought here, it was gas-going family, very rich landowning family around Barnsley. And it was brought here because she was a gas-going.
Oh, right.
Wow.
That's St. Marcus,
Then there's a 1600.
These ones?
They're painted.
Wow,
They're painted.
1600.
It's amazing, isn't it? The history just in this place is younger.
Tell it to you.
It could, couldn't it? If only you could go back.
Well, if you went to the church, you're not going to get altered vestige with a list of victories from this church.
I saw that, yeah.
And this goes back to then it goes back to 1235.
Yeah.
Do you know,
Came off school.
do you know what those words say? Honissoir, quimoli pons. It's French. Those words are honissoir, quimoli pons in French. It means evil be to thee who evil thinks.
Oh.
And it's a garter that you put round your leg.
If you look, there's lots of things like this. That chain with key on, that's high standing, and then there's a heel here, and right, I know what that is, it looks like something with claws on a big bill.
Yeah. It's all amazing stuff. All means something, doesn't it?
That means something. George, my old mate, did tell you, reading him and all. It's high standing, that's heel.
Yes.
And that's, can you see, with claws and
Yeah, I can see it. Like a dragon.
dragon, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah.
That's what we donated to church of it years.
Yeah.
So that's a piece of...
That's his helmet.
That's his helmet that he's got his head on.
He's on a pillow and
He's
he's on his
got a pillow,
helmet.
he's on his helmet.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work. I thought program.
That's a knight's uniform,
made in Italy.
and that's his knight's
For
knight's
years,
helmet.
I seem to work with him.
That is, yeah, the workmanship that's gone in there. Do they still hold services in here?
That's 3 years.
3 years.
You see, they took them like that. They took them on from on the wall.
Right.
And somebody I came down and that one year that took the big stone, that big old lake, I could tell you.
Oh, that Neil, I know what's in it. Bob Lima Sanders band played all over the Sheffield.
They know them, boy, you know, which work
Oh yeah, right.
Which building
Yeah. The porters made a regatta on the stocking, and he said, honest one, so when the prince saw him, when he became king, he had an award called Star of the Order of the Garter. And the Order of the Bath has got the same thing. I know that because I was in the Coldstream Guards back then.
Wentworth branch of their descendants in the Hope, yeah. And it goes all the way around, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's fantastic, this grave. This is far more interesting because you've got the history of the graves.
Well, this was, I say, built. Nice old guy, isn't he?
Beautiful old guy. What a lovely, interesting man. Such knowledge.
He didn't want to know anything else.
No. But no, he knew his stuff. He knows every grave in this yard.